wonder how I shared this thing. I'm live. Hey, everybody. Nicole Sauce here. It's an evening live stream, and I'm now wondering, is there a way to share this on Facebook? I don't see how. So if anybody watching can tell me how to do that, that'd be awesome. If not, then we will just move forward as we plan to. So I've been looking around the internet a lot the last couple days, and a lot of people have flour and not yeast, or yeast and not flour. And some people wanted to know how to, oh, cool, you guys are there. Hey guys, hey Amy, hey Jenny. Can you do me a favor and share this link to the Living Free in Tennessee Coffee Break group or on Facebook or something? Because people don't know I'm going live. I just decided to go live tonight for the fun of it. So here's the problem. And I will take questions or whatever tonight. People don't have yeast for bread. And they do have flour and they do have sugar. And so I wanted to show how I originally captured wild yeast that I then made bread out of it. So tonight what I'm doing is setting up my yeast trap. And all that really needs is flour, water, and sugar. So I have flour, water, and sugar. And I cannot stream on a phone. So like Tactical's here helping me. He's probably going to move the computer after he yells at his dog for getting into the cat food over there.
Dog! Get out of there.
Anyway, so I've got flour here. And we haven't been eating bread in the holler. So I'm going to end up making a loaf of bread out of this. Nighthawk's the only one who's eating it. So take about a cup of that and put it in this jar. And it would be really cool if I had like a filter for it, a funnel for it, but I don't. So I'm using my hand kind of to keep it guided. So about a cup there. Amy's like, she's going to have to like clean her floor now, right? No, I have a dog. We're good. Anyway, so it's about a cup of flour. You can measure it with a measuring cup, but a mason jar that's this big, this is a pint, half of it is a cup. That's the easiest way. And then can you have me a spoon? Then you take sugar, and if you don't have sugar and you have honey, you can use honey. If you don't have honey and you have maple syrup, you can use maple syrup. Like any sweetener that's a real sweetener, not a fake sweetener, is going to work for this. If you don't have sugar, this still works. It just works less fast. So what I'm doing here, I'm giving yeast something they're going to want. If you have fruit juice, you can put a little bit of that in. Cook with what you have, guys. So I'm going to do about 2 teaspoons of that. Stir it up. And then we add the water. Be right back. Tactical, do something entertaining. Wow, that was super entertaining. Okay, so. So then I just stir this up. It's going to take a little while. If you're smart, you use a wide mouth mason jar, but I had this really nice blue colored narrow mouth mason jar that Tactical's mom gave me with a brownie mix in it for Christmas. And I just thought it was nice and pretty. Now here's the deal. All around us in the air, there is yeast. You know, when they make wine, they don't add the yeast to the wine, or I mean they can, but one of the ways you can ferment grapes is that there's yeast on the peel of the grape. This is the same idea. We're going to catch some wild yeast, right? Used to all be wild yeast in the old days. Then, so I want the air to get to it. I put a paper towel over the top. If you don't have a paper towel, you can use a cloth of any kind. Boom. Screw the lid on. I'm going to poke a few little holes in it with a toothpick. Luckily, because I was doing my hydroponics earlier today, I have toothpicks right here. Take a toothpick, poke a couple holes in it. If you don't have a cover at all, you can leave it uncovered. The reason I don't is because it is March in Tennessee and we have insects. I don't want to fly in my bread. So basically from here, I'm going to set this on the windowsill. And what should happen is that the air, the yeast in the air, come to me, yeast, come to me, will come into this and it'll start bubbling. That's how you know it's starting to work. Sometimes you get a little bit of black stuff on the top. That's okay. If it grows mold and smells like poopy baby diapers, don't eat it. That's actually kind of a general rule. If it smells like a poopy baby diaper, except for if it's really good cheese, don't eat it. So we'll put this out and then we'll check in on it in a couple of days. So I'll check it about every 3 days. And when it starts bubbling, that means the yeast is really going. Then I can make the bread sponge, and then I can turn it into a loaf of bread. So this is not going to get you a loaf of bread today, but it could get you a loaf of bread 7 days from now, and certainly 10 days. It just kind of depends on your temperature and how much yeast you have that you can catch wild yeast-wise. So that's my tip for tonight. If you are home, you have flour and no yeast, you can make bread. Now, if you have yeast and no flour, I got nothing. Anybody else have something for that one? I don't know. Well, guys, let me know if you want to keep these live streams going. If you have questions, type in. But I'm going to start doing these on and off for basic skills as I just dig into our pantry. We haven't gone to the store in 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. And so, you know, some of the things that we get at the store to resupply, like, you know, cheese or whatever, we don't have. So I have been making cheese, and some of you wanted to know a cheese update too, come to think of it. So a week ago, a little over a week ago, I had a gallon of goat's milk and I made feta cheese. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm really hoping that this is not considered hoarding under President Trump's new order against hoarding, but this is the feta cheese. So this came from two gallons of goat's milk. I did 1 gallon, which is the upper part of this, and basically this is what we have for cheese until I can get back to the store to buy cheese, except for any frozen cheese I have. And I'm really, really hoping that my goat share comes through this week. So now, because like right now I'm getting an extra gallon of milk every so often from the farm. But if we get a gallon of milk every week, I'll have enough for my coffee and to make cheese. And then I'll do goat cheddar and show you guys how to do that on live stream. Thanks for tuning in today. It looks like Amy thinks we should have more live streams. So I will do more live streams. I'll actually schedule them in advance now, so you know what's happening. I was just like so sad about this person on Facebook who didn't have any yeast and couldn't find any at the store that I thought, well, I know how you can get yeast now. And if a week from now they have it at the store, great. But if they don't, then you'll have a way to make bread. So I'll show you how we turn that into sourdough as soon as I can. Have a good night, everybody.